Hello and welcome to this Vivid tutorial. My name is Catherine Watson. I'm the lead clinical product specialist for cardiovascular ultrasound UK and Ireland for GE Healthcare. During this tutorial, I'm going to be covering the automated ejection fraction or AutoEF tool. Please note there is a printable PDF guide to accompany this tutorial. AutoEF is a semi-automated measurement tool used for calculation of the global ejection fraction. Ejection fraction value is calculated by Simpson method of discs for each individual view and modified biplane ejection fraction for the whole left ventricle. Please ensure you have a stable ECG trace and acquire an apical 4-chamber and 2-chamber view. You need to ensure your frame rate is greater than 40 frames per second, and if you have a higher heart rate, you will need higher frame rates. Please ensure the entire LV myocardium is visible within your sector. Open one of the stored apical views and click on the Measure tab. You then need to scroll down to the AutoEF folder to launch the tool. In this latest version of AutoEF, so this is the 2.0 version, the system actually uses view recognition artificial intelligence technology in the background. So what that means is it will automatically find the 4-chamber and 2-chamber views most appropriate for using in this tool. If you're using an older version of AutoEF, or if this automated recognition has failed, you'll be asked to select the view and label it accordingly. So if you were using your 4-chamber view first for analysis, you would select the 4-chamber view from the list that appears. Once you've done this, you will be taken into this stage, which is the Define Region of Interest stage. Please note that the markers septal, lateral, and that the corresponding pictogram in the right-hand side need to match the view that you are looking at. If they do not match, you need to go back to the Select View stage by clicking on the tab on the right-hand side, and then you need to label the correct picture so that the labels match. Once you've done that and you're back in this Define Region of Interest mode, we need to adjust our green tracking line as we see necessary. So in order to do this, you hover over the green line and you'll see red circles appearing. This allows you to click and drag and drop the region of interest into the desired position. Please note if you feel the region of interest is really not suitable, you can do it from scratch by clicking the 3-click option. This now asks you to mark the basal septum, the basolateral, and the apex. You can then simply adjust again the green region of interest markers as you feel necessary. Once you are happy with the region of interest definition, you can simply click on the Process tab. From here, you can now see the end systolic frame and the end diastolic frame. So the end diastolic frame will be the maximum volume and the end systolic frame is the minimum volume. You can also display this as an EF dual display, so you can click on the tabs on the right hand side to flick between dual and multi. So you can just display the volumes with your ejection fraction in the corner. You can store these views at any time by pressing the Store tab top left or your Image Store button on your machine console. If you feel adjustments need to be made either to the end systolic frame or the end diastolic frame that have been selected, you can do so on the right-hand side using the tabs. You can also make adjustments to the region of interest border corresponding to the different views, so whether you're in systole or diastole. So simply hover over the image that you wish to adjust and you'll see again the red markers appear. And you can now click, hold and drag these into position. If you do so, you'll see an asterisk will appear after your measurements. This means that you have made an adjustment post-processing. In order to avoid this happening, you can simply go to the Reprocess tab from the right-hand side, and then you can make any adjustments that you want to make from this view. You can then process the view again, and the adjustments will have been made. You can stop at this stage if you wish to just do the 4-chamber view, so you can image store, or if you want to, you can continue on to the 2-chamber view for your biplane ejection fraction. So I'm going to do my biplane, so I'm going to go to Approve and select Next. From here, you can see it's automatically selected my 2-chamber view for me. Again, if you're using an older version or if the automatic recognition has failed, you will need to select the view yourself and then label it as the 2-chamber view. So during this stage, we just need to do the same as we did prior for the 4-chamber view. So we can hover over the green border and we can make any adjustments necessary. Please note if your system has thrown a region as a red border instead of green. This just means that the system is unhappy with the tracking of that section. So you simply need to make an adjustment until the machine either changes it to green or until you are satisfied that you are happy with the tracking, and then you can move to the process stage. So here I can see that my 2-chamber view has a red section. Again, this is showing that it's not happy with the tracking in that region. So I can reprocess, and then I can make an adjustment as I see necessary. I can then process again. You can now see that the computer is happy with the tracking. So on this image, you can see again the systolic and diastolic volumes, and I can see my ejection fraction for this 2-chamber view. I can image store this if I wish, either by pressing the Store tab in the top left or pressing the Image Store on my console. And the biplane ejection fractions and biplane volumes can be seen at the bottom of the list. So my ejection fraction biplane is the second one from the bottom, and it's reading the 52% here. If I wish to adjust my frames in this view, I can, as I did with my previous view. We have my end systolic frame adjustments and end diastolic frame adjustments here. Again, I can reprocess at any time if I need to. Or if I want to go back and select a different view, I can actually go right back to my select view stage, and I can pick a different 2-chamber view from my images stored and then start the process again from there. If I am happy with the measurements, I can approve and exit, and that will store these measurements to the worksheet. If I wish to cancel and discard the measurements, I can simply press the Cancel tab. I'm going to store my results, so I'm going to click Yes. Thank you very much for listening to this tutorial. I hope you found it useful.